Hi everybody, I'm Robert LaRocca, not Herbie Hancock, as you might have thought by watching that beautiful heartfelt performance that introed our show. Today we're going to take a look at the Korg Wavestate. We're going to take a break from pitch and tuning to explore the timing lane in the wave sequence menu. I would be eternally grateful if you could give this video a thumbs up, and please make sure to subscribe. I'm going to make a lot more videos like this and you don't want to miss any of them. So this demo is pretty long. Let's go ahead and get started with it. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me. I'm so grateful to have you and happy to be with you today. Let's do more rocking and less talking. Now, first of all, we are in slap in the face split, and we're going to be looking at the timing lane. So if you look at the wave sequence, you'll see W seek lanes. You'll notice that the timing button is right here. But the first thing I'd like you to keep in your mind and your attention, you see how in the W sequence steps, this can either be set list or wave sequence steps, and this is set to wave sequence steps. Notice how this button is illuminated. I want you to keep an eye on this button, this LED here. It's B2. You look at that, B and then 2 here. Watch that button as we activate this performance and let it play through a few times. Just keep your attention on this button. We're going to play this groove in the key of F minor. Really cool performance. Whoever wrote this is great. Okay, did you see the light flash? See it flash again? See it flash? Did not flash that time. See how sometimes it goes through without flashing all the steps, and sometimes it doesn't. Why? What happens? Why does it do that? Okay, let's take a look. So the first thing, let's go into the wave. Well, first let's go into the wave sequence mode here. We'll hit select. And we're going to go into the timing lane. See how it says B timing lane? Now we could go A. You notice when we go to A, we'll see A timing lane, B timing lane. Now the reason I wanted to look at the B timing lane is because look at the difference between the loop start here in A. The loop starts at A1 here, and the loop ends at A16 over here on the right. Now if we go to the B layer, or the B, it's because we're in the timing lane, they call it the B timing lane, but we're in the B layer, that's why it's B timing lane. Look at the difference. Now it starts at A and it ends at B1. That explains why when we fire up this groove, we will occasionally see that B flash when it hits the B1 here, the end of the loop. Now, why doesn't it always flash? Why doesn't it always flash every time? And we are actually going to solve this mystery of why sometimes this LED lights up, sometimes the wave sequence goes all the way through only to 16, then repeats at A1. Sometimes it goes all the way to B1 and then repeats. So we're going to find that out now. And we're going to find the answer in the wave sequence menu. So we'll select wave sequence like this. Now we see that we have the wave sequence. menu in front of us. We're going to activate the wave sequence lanes, and we'll see that we have the timing lane step. So for A, go ahead and let's use our page button to highlight the step. Now on A, we are now in A, okay, so we're here, we're in this layer. Remember, A did not have the B1, it only went from 1 to 16. Let's turn the value knob all the way to the right, and it doesn't matter how much I turn that, you'll notice that it stays on A16. It will not progress any further than A16. Now, let's change to layer B. Now, layer B has an extra step. Remember, that's the B1 step. Let's rotate that wheel one clockwise, one to the right, and we'll see there's the B1 step in layer B here in the wave sequence. Now, if we look, let's arrow right. Let's use the right arrow, and let's highlight the probability to 44. You'll see it's 44%, which means that B1, that step, will only occur 44% of the time. That's why sometimes we see it light up, sometimes we don't, because it's not always firing. So that mystery is solved. We could turn that up to 100 and it would always fire, but it's much more interesting this way. And let's take a look at the timing. How does this work? Let's go ahead and go into the wave sequence. Let's go into the timing lane. And we will see that we're ending on B1. Now, if we go back to the performance, we'll see, look at the timing, watch that diamond travel across. It's going to match up with these lights here. See how it goes back. We're in layer B, so let's go to the timing, or actually go to the wave sequence programming, and we'll go to the timing. We're now in the B timing lane. Let's go to where the loop ends. Okay, as a start and end. We're going to end, actually, we're going to end the loop this time at, let's make it, we'll make it a 10. We're going to make this end on 10. We're going to turn it by touching the shift key, turning all these other layers off. And when we come back to the timing, when we come back to this performance, we're going to see, notice how this little arrow, it's kind of hard to see, I apologize, and I'm sorry my hand's shaking. I have a neurological disorder that makes my left hand shake. I apologize for that. But if you look, you can see how the little less than arrow, it has moved from the right to the right. So now, let's go ahead and activate the and you'll see that the timing we're not making it any further than 10. Because we've changed that timing lane from B1 to A10. That's how the timing lane works. Let's change it back. We'll go back into the timing lane. We'll go into the wave sequence, then we'll go into the timing. See, we've changed the loop to A10. We'll change it back, rotate it all the way. We're in A, so 16's as far as that one will go. Let's make sure B is again at B1, and now it will go. Now let's watch the tiny little timing. I know it's small, but look at the timing and watch as the little triangle, watch as it moves across. Notice we don't have a less than sign there anymore in that lane. These are lanes: timing, master, timing, sample, pitch, shape, gate. These are all, it matches step sequence, matches here, and it shows you as they're progressing across here. So let's activate it again. We'll see that now we're making it past the 10. Not only are we making it past the 10, we're making it all the way to the 16 before repeating. And watch the B LED. See the B activate. 44% of the time, B1 has a probability of firing. Now, statistics are a strange thing. You would think that, okay, so then that means that it will, you know, it will always fire 4.4 times out of 10, but that's not how statistics actually work. It's a strange thing with statistics. It's the same thing as flying. Just because you fly more often doesn't mean you have a better chance of crashing. Each time you fly, you step into the same statistical pool, so your chances of crashing don't increase the more you fly. Each time we come to that step, it has a 44% chance of firing. We could watch it for, you know, it's possible, statistically speaking, that we could watch it for an hour and B would never fire. We're just stepping into this. It's the same thing as flipping a coin. We could flip a coin, and it's possible that we could get, it could, you know, we could have heads every single time out of 10 or 20 or 30. Or it could be varied. But the probability is still the same. I'm not sure how they do their algorithm. It may not be exactly, statistically exactly like that, but I suspect that it is. And that's why we'll see sometimes, you know, it happens a lot more than you would expect. It doesn't mean 44% of the time it will fire. It means that each time we have the option of firing, it has a 44% chance of happening. That's what the probability means. Okay, now this is what I wanted to show you. So you notice that even though sometimes we're, you know, sometimes we're hitting the B1 and sometimes we're not. So you would expect it to be a lot more uneven. This maintains a pretty consistent groove, although there are variations in it if you count this. There's a reason for that. I'm going to show you what that is. If you look at the, let's use the right arrow. Oops, sorry, left arrow. I meant to say, I'm dyslexic. If you look at the duration, you see the duration? The two little flags? That's a 16th note, right? For step A11. Now, let's look at step A16. A16, you'll see, has three little flags on it. That means it's a 32nd note. It's half as long as the 16th note. And you'll see for B1, same thing. It's a 32nd note. So these happen twice as fast as, say, for A13, we have a 16th note here, the double flag. That's half as long. So that's why we can have a probability of 44% on that extra little 32nd note, and it's not going to completely throw a wrench into the ponderous groove, the deep groove of this particular performance. So one more time, let's adjust the timing. Let's go to the timing. If we want to adjust the timing on this, we change this loop ending. We'll go to time. Let's do it again. Let's go from the very beginning. We'll go from wave sequence, go to the timing lane. We see that we're in the B timing lane. The loop end is B. Let's reduce that again to A10. Let's go back to the performance. You see the less than sign has moved to the left, indicating that there are fewer steps. If we watch this indicator, we'll see that it's not moving any farther than 10. And that's how you adjust the timing lane. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's a pretty simple little explanation, and I hope that's helpful. Sweet.